Viewers around the world, welcome back to yet another episode of Bahrain Now, your favorite talk show covering all the talents and initiatives that's happening here in Bahrain and offering some amazing stuff. Today we have some great guests joining us tonight. So without further ado, I'm Bara Abdallah and this is Bahrain Now. Ladies and gentlemen, they are known to some to be creative and innovative with their projects and approach in the market, always striving to entice the world with endless possibilities and futuristic projects. Please welcome with me Mr. Yog and Yosuke from ForceBus to tell us more about the future. So, good evening.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Doing good.
Great. So, what's happening? You know, a lot of things is going on. You guys been involved in a lot of projects. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know about the pandemic.
Right.
One of the only positive in pandemic, only one, is that the adoption of technology has gone high.
Totally.
Right. Decentralized technology has gone like skyrocketing. And what we are expecting is like, it feels like we are in the, the 90s of internet age, where things are increasing at a rapid pace.
Okay.
And you're just adopting into new scheme of things and developing new things, right?
Right.
So it feels like we are in a path where we are bringing new technology almost every day.
Same pattern?
A kind of a different, but there is a consistency in there that it is blockchain related, decentralization kind of things.
Okay.
But pattern is visible. But if you mention that the pattern which is with regard to the Internet of Things,
right?
Yeah, it is actually.
Wow. So you guys been involved in a lot of projects. What's going on there as well? Yosuke?
Well, we've been working on like a bunch of projects when it comes to many industries, to be honest. So speaking of like other than the normal projects, we've been working on blockchain-based projects when it comes to dApps and further implementations like this, decentralized systems.
Okay.
This has been like, let's say, the way or the things we've been doing in the past years.
Just to add what Yusuke said, right?
Right.
In 2 to 3 years, you will see that decentralized software is going to take over normal traditional software.
Yes.
I'm making a big claim, but this is.
Okay.
Because it, like when we were talking about internet back then,
yes,
people were not believing it.
Not really.
Now it's the same thing. Decentralized software is taking over very slowly and gradually.
Wow. Okay. So a lot is going on. So what I'm understanding right now that for a long time, for a lot of years since the era of internet up until today, we were like more like linear in the way we do projects. But things have changed now. Not only the projects, but the way we approach projects. So what you guys have been involved now, and what you going to?
In terms of projects, as you said, right? Things have gone complete agile. Before we were following all waterfall methods. So you finish one thing and then you move to the next, right? Now everything is happening simultaneously.
Okay.
Right? In terms of project, as you know about ELA,
right?
It's a digital bank.
Yes.
And what kind of a disruption they have done.
Right. They changed the banking system kind of like to a lot of people. They reached a new market altogether.
Yeah, I mean disruption, if you need to take it as a very positive word, if you look at like ELA particularly, right? Because they changed certain things, others emulated them. Right. So that's what we are looking at, where we can implement certain things, be it in digital marketing, social media, or creation of dApps or website, anything we want to do.
Right.
It should pave way for changes, right? Because that's a key end of the day.
Right.
For some reason, you don't want to feel bad that they're copying you. You want to be copied.
Okay, interesting.
Right.
You want to be copied. That's like fashion?
It's kind of fashion, right? If you look at in a way like you want the growth to happen at a faster rate. Right. Okay. And you cannot be there everywhere to develop anything. So what's nervousness about? Let everybody copy and improve upon. You learn from them and they learn from you, and whole world is going to be a better place. We are not nervous about being copied. I mean, it's like a testament of fact that they are appreciating your effort.
Beautiful, beautiful. So with that and all the way, so we heard the word blockchain and decentralization a lot since the beginning right now of the talk till now. So now you're telling me that the whole thing with decentralization and blockchain is not just a hype like social media or applications or a new thing we use it until something else comes. It's a new way of life.
It is.
Okay.
It is. I mean, if you look at like, it is $1 trillion economy already.
$1 trillion happening now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's already happened, right? So it can't be joke. If you look at, there are 4,000 crypto projects.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Right. I mean, would like to add, Mr. Yosuke?
Well, it's literally every hour you have new things happening in this world of blockchain. It's crazy. It's changing the way we live. It's actually taking us to another level. And I think within the coming 1 year, 2 years, it will start reflecting on everybody's daily life. If not already, some of the people have already realized.
Absolutely agree. I just want to add what Yusuke said.
All right.
There is a project called Telcoin.
Telcoin.
Yeah.
Right.
So earlier, if you want to send money to India, if the money reaches after 24 hours, it was acceptable.
Right.
Right. But Telcoin, with the help of blockchain system, now can actually transfer your money in near instant rate.
Okay.
So doesn't it affect people's life?
A lot, definitely, definitely. I mean, the mediators and all of that, all like that's it, no more.
Yeah, and especially like when people, a loved one is waiting for some sort of some emergency or something, and the money is reaching now, then going through whole process of banking, which is after 24 hours or 48 hours, doesn't make any sense, right?
Right.
So blockchain is affecting people. People may not realize that. Some indirectly, some directly, but it has already started. I'm not talking about the future. It's now.
It's happening now.
It's happening now.
It's very interesting. It's very exciting, actually. Now, apparently people like still, I would say because it's a totally new thing. So it's still like a misunderstanding between the tokens and the blockchain. People like pretty much see currencies or cryptocurrencies as an actual stock. But it's so correlated to the protocol of trust on a blockchain. So maybe Yosin can tell us more about that?
Actually, I will speak from that perspective where people relate this new technology. People always relate the blockchain to the investment or trading.
Right.
They don't look into what projects are, what they are actually doing and impacting in our life.
Right.
There are some of the services that are easing our money transfer, like what Yoke said. We do have in live streaming.
Right.
The things related to gaming.
Right.
Things related to even arranging how food delivery is happening.
Food deliveries.
Yes.
Or for the matter, art.
Art.
Yes.
With NFT.
NFTs, the Ethereum-based blockchain.
Yeah. There's so many things happening actually. If you just look at technology's extension of us, right? We are making our lives better.
Okay.
Blockchain has added a dimension which is very crucial for us to go to the next step.
Okay.
It is secured, it is fractionalized.
Okay.
Right? I'm developing certain things which is like fractionalized NFT.
Right.
So each particular asset is divided into further fractions.
So we went a little bit technical here.
Yes.
It's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we still have a lot to understand here. But I would like to add, as we read recently, congratulations. You happen to be the first Bahraini company that we know of, at least.
Thank you.
That just
Thank you so much.
pretty much got into a launchpad development
Yes.
of a project called Path Fund.
Yeah.
So tell us more about that.
Very exciting project. So Alex and his co-founder, Alina, they both came up with this concept.
All right.
Path Fund. But I just want to go one step back and tell you what is happening, why such project is required, right? As I told before, there are 4,000 such projects, right? 4,000 coins, cryptocurrencies.
Right.
There is every day there is some scam or other scam happening.
Wow.
Yes.
They didn't spare Mark Cuban also. He got also scammed, right? Including the common you and me, right? So Alex and Alina and Path Fund team came up with this concept where they are going to pre-audit observe if there are any rug pulls or there are any issues in the coding in the smart contracts, right? Then put them into some sort of a launchpad.
Okay.
So for a common you and me, I will feel bit assured.
Right.
That I'm investing in a coin which is already checked by professionals.
They insure you, the audited, all is cleared
absolutely.
out. And you feel safe.
It is.
Especially for low cap coins, which is he's very
specialized and low tier coins. Okay.
Let's say it's like it's a struggle, to be honest, to research about the project and see if it's legit, valid.
Okay.
It's easy to make a website and talk about it. It's like a pitch website, let's say, and you're talking about, hey, I'm gonna do this and that. But you gotta do some homework, which is checking the contract of the token or the coin and looking into who's behind the project.
Right.
What's the milestone achieved.
Right.
All of
tokenomics.
these things. Tokenomics. So these things
wow.
can be written, but you need to have proofs on, like, somewhere to show people.
And so Path Fund is doing that.
Yes.
So
right.
all your heavy duty stuff is already looked after by Path Fund. So our association now with Path Fund is to develop this launchpad.
Okay.
We call them as a DApp. So it's a decentralized app, just to distinguish between centralized and decentralized.
Right.
So this DApp will allow you to invest in any project. If you have already invested in Kickstarter kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the best at it.
Right. So Kickstarter is for centralized any projects like that. Now imagine you are now investing in a decentralized such launchpad, which is already looked after by Path Fund team.
Amazing, amazing. And Bahrain is going to host a lot of these projects, pretty much like opening up to the
really
new futuristic projects.
Yeah, we're looking into this. We're trying to study the situation, the regulations, and we're really hoping and looking forward to see such projects like Path Fund here, and that will have a positive impact on the ecosystem and startups in Bahrain.
Amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, SK. If you just look at traditionally, we have done well if we consider ourselves as an export economy. Right. We have done well in petroleum and gas. We have done well in aluminium. We have done well in travel, tourism, hospitality sectors.
Amazing.
Right. But how about technology?
Technology.
Right. Don't forget, Bahrain is #1 destination for expatriates. Right. So that means the influx of resources are more, and our local resources are top class.
Amazing.
Right. And they're friendly people.
Right.
So you have all the combinations. You have a great leadership. You have infrastructure.
Right.
Last 10 years, we know with Bahrain Financial Hub or World Trade Center, or projects like that has come into Bahrain like in no time.
Beautiful.
Right. So we have the infrastructure. We have the people. What stops us from coming up with new ideas, new concepts?
With blockchain.
And for a change, let's be the producer and not consumer.
Right, definitely. Exciting times, beautiful things happening here. So what's happening? Any last words to the viewers here?
Yeah, I mean, decentralization blockchain is not going to take a U-turn. We are going to decide whether we are beating them or joining them.
Okay.
With a $1 trillion economy, we are not beating them. We should join them.
Right.
Totally. We should join them. Right.
True.
So we are encouraging projects like Path Fund to come and incubate in Bahrain. We are looking at regulatory framework. Central Bank of Bahrain has been kind in launching or giving a thought towards a CBDC, the central bank digital currency. Right. So regulations are opening up that will attract a lot more FDI, lot of such projects, and as Yusuke said, a lot of our own startups are going to participate in there. Amazing. So really exciting times.
It is.
Exciting times.
They are. Well, I guess last words, Mr. Yusuke?
Well, I do, let's say, encourage people in Bahrain now, especially in the tech field, to start learning more about blockchain, decentralized systems. And what I can say from my end is this is the future.
Okay.
Things like Path Fund coming to Bahrain, we're really looking forward to see how startups will react to it.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to see the, let's say, I don't know if it's the first, that the first blockchain project startup in Bahrain that will apply to be pre-audited at Path
Maybe ecosystem.
Yes.
Beautiful.
We want to create that ecosystem where
beautiful.
Those startups choose and select Bahrain to start. And I do believe we don't lack anything to be the leading in the region and the world as well.
Amazing.
And just to add also, like it's not only local, the impact on the region.
Okay.
Let's set the path.
All right. Well, let's set the path, definitely. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Bahrain Now. Exciting times, and looking forward to the beautiful projects coming ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting us.
Much appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, Yosuke and Yug from 4 Spot telling us more about projects taking place right here in Bahrain. Stay tuned for more happening here on Bahrain Now. Bahrain Montessori Teacher Training Center provides an enriched learning environment that has helped countless students learn, develop, and grow. Their unparalleled curriculum and teaching methods help students take the next step to their education and approach the future with confidence. With us in the studio is Thanat Jabari. Welcome to Bahrain Now.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here with you guys.
It's a pleasure and honor, actually.
Thank
so, the word Montessori, what is that?
Well, for me to go into more details about this method of education, I would like to start with a very inspirational quote that has basically impacted my life as well. And that's why I decided that this is the method that we will need to bring to the East and especially to Bahrain. So this quote by Dr. Maria Montessori states, if help and salvation are to come, they should come from the children, because children are the makers of man.
Wow.
Now, if we look at this in a traditional way, we will see that we will be looking at it in a very different aspect. We will be looking at hours of homework.
Right.
We will be looking at test scores and very heavy loaded backpack. Now, we are very lucky that we came to know these words from Dr. Maria Montessori, who revolutionized education over 100 years ago. She came and told us more about it and did this really different way of dealing with children. And we came to understand that between the age of 0, birth, to 6 is the most important part of our development, because 85% of the child brain develops between 0 to 3. So do you see how important it is? Her discoveries were really, truly amazing.
Definitely.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, 0 to 3.
0 to 3, and of course 3 to 6 are very important part of our learning as well.
Wow, I can only imagine what happened to me between 0 to 6. Like, I think I missed out on certain methods.
Yes, yes.
But now with the Montessori method, what can you tell me? Because I'm seeing a lot of interesting things happening here.
Yeah. Well, for me to go into more details about it, Montessori is a very joyful way of learning. The children, when they arrive to school, they want to get through the door and be with us. So this is a very important aspect. We would like happy children within the environment. And it is very hands-on way of learning. We start with very concrete material, and through this concrete material, we arrive to what is called the abstract learning. So maybe later on, I'll show you some of the materials that we have and how advanced these children are within our environments as well. So I would like to say that the Montessori environment, prepared environment, they're buzzing with life. There is so much life within it. And I'm very lucky to be a teacher within these classrooms. They're prepared environment, they buzz with life, and what makes it very different, they're a mixed age group within the same environment. And the children learn and explore on their own pace. Now, if we go into the details of that, the prepared environment is very important, because we actually prepare an environment that caters for the child and his needs. Now, most of the time what happens, there is a curriculum, and you follow that curriculum. But did you prepare your environment and your curriculum to cater for every individual child in your care?
That's a legit question, actually.
So this is one of the things that we do as adults within the environment, and we are not known as teachers, by the way. We are directresses, because we direct the path and whatever the child is doing. We initiate that fire and them to do and to explore and to become. Another aspect of the Montessori environment that makes it very unique is that we have mixed age groups. So why the mixed age group? A lot of people, they ask me, how can you deal with children of different age group within the same environment? And so, for example, in the early years, and by the way, Montessori goes to very higher age groups as well. We go up to adolescence too. But anyways, this mixed age group, and the question comes out, why those mixed age groups? We would say because it's like a community. Now, let's look at our work environment. You work with different people, different capabilities, different age group. And don't you learn from each other?
Definitely.
Is there a difference there? You all come with your capabilities, with your backgrounds, and you learn from each other. So what we believe in Montessori, that the 3 to 4, for example, within our environment, are the watchers. And this is the personality of the child of this age group. Remember, we are catering for the needs of the child. So in here, we are actually seeing the child as 3 to 4 as watcher. They watch the environment. They're very quiet. They love just to observe, and they see how the day passes by. And then within the same environment, or a classroom, a word that we don't use in Montessori, we call it the prepared environment. We call it the environment. The 4 to 5 years old are busy. They are the workers. They do so many activities and they keep the environment very busy, buzzing with that life, as we say. And then we have the 5 to 6 years old. The 5 to 6 years old are our teachers. They are the leaders. They teach the younger children within our environment. And imagine what a better way to learn. The new research shows when you recite things and when you do things and present them to others, you learn it in a much faster way and a better way. You understand it even more. So this is the concept that is unique. So the first one, we had the prepared environment. The second one, we had this mixed age group and how the interaction is within the environment. Then we've got the materials. We've got thousands of materials within our Montessori environment, because Maria Montessori, she believed in the hand. The hand is the instrument of man's intelligence. So whatever you do with your hand, it goes directly to your brain. When you do it, you learn it better. It's like, I can describe it as riding a bicycle, or a car. You want to drive a car, okay? Which one is better, that you sit and you see someone driving a car, or when you actually put your hands on the wheel?
Definitely, just go practical with it.
It's all practical, and this is what Montessori is about. It's the practical part. Do it, and this is how you learn it. Another part of the environment, we don't rush children. We don't rush them, because everybody has their own capability and their own pace to learn. We don't do this, that everybody should learn the same subject in the same way. The expectation in the traditional way is that the teacher will talk about stuff or information, and she expects the whole group to know about it. Montessori does it differently. And she came up with a lot of fundamental discoveries.
Right.
And one of them was called the sensitive period, that now is becoming something that everybody is talking about in the educational field. And the sensitive periods are the windows of opportunities. And these are the time that if you catch the child at that specific time, he can learn that concept without putting any effort.
Beautiful. I mean, it's like me coming from an academic family, right? So my dad and my mom and my uncles, they're all like old teachers, but they were more into the academic field. Now you're presenting a new way with the Montessori.
Yes, yeah.
You're not calling it a classroom. Not like sitting down and like in forms and in columns and all that. There's a whiteboard and all that, and theory, words coming to us. Is this like more practical, like we're showing like the world in a more realistic manner?
Yes, definitely. Because like it's much easier for you to learn when you do it by yourself. This is the whole concept. You do it, you learn it. And there is no competition. Nobody is there to judge you. There is no one voice that it is only within the classroom. It's the voice of the whole group together within the environment. So even competition, we look at it in a very different way and a different vision we have about it within the environment. So this is basically what and how unique the Montessori education is.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Another thing that I would say that, you know, every member of the community, which are our students, we teach them that each one of you is valuable. Each one of you have a gift to bring within this community. So this is another aspect that we do. We are not there just to, as you said, we put information in the brain and just talk and talk and talk. We're there to remove all the obstacles to let that gem shine.
Beautiful.
Because we all within us, we have a gem, and we need to find out what are these gems in these children. A great educator mentioned that who made a great impact into the society as a whole. He mentioned, regard man as a mind rich in gems of unstable values. Education alone can enable it to shine. So we within us, we have a gem. We need to find these gems.
Totally. I mean, you're one of the kind at this point right now. Your training center is doing a lot. You're offering diplomas as well with all of this. So there's a lot going on here. And we're seeing some methods here. We're seeing a fusion between the method and the Bahraini beads and all of that to represent the culture.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes. Now, when you walk into any Montessori classroom, there is something common between them. So you don't feel, if you go anywhere in the world, whether you're in India, in China, in Japan, in the United States, you feel at home because we've got the same materials on the shelf. What makes every country different is the way that we present them. Like, for example, in here we've got the Bahraini box with the beads. The children might ask, oh, why this box has beads? Where does it come from? Or the director can say, you know, this is a Bahraini box. It took so long for every bead to be put together and make this beautiful box. What these boxes were used for. Now, this is a material that we are using in math, but everything is interrelated. Okay, I'm bringing this to the child to do a mathematic work. Okay, however, it is in a box that represent the culture. And here, for example, we've got we do. And within our diploma, of course, I've spoke a lot about the personality of the child and the noble characteristic these children we can reveal in them, and the respect we have for them within the community. But when you walk into a Montessori classroom, I think the first time when you enter, you think it's not real, because these children are really advanced
Right.
And we always have within our environment an observer's chair. If you want to come and observe, you're most welcome.
Okay.
Come and sit and observe. Our classrooms are very transparent because we know that the children are the ones that are doing the work. And we are the observers, and we give them bits and pieces to flourish.
Okay.
So for example, in here we've got the stamp game, okay?
All right.
Now, imagine yourself at 4 years old, okay? You would actually know what is thousand, what are thousands, what are hundreds, what are tens, and what are units through this beautiful material over here.
Okay.
So you will understand the unit and the 10, so you will count and you say that this is 10.
Okay.
And if you put these 10 together, 10 of them, what will you get? You'll get 100.
Okay. I was like, waiting, what's
And
the answer?
and the child can actually see it, right?
Okay.
Because he actually have built those together.
So it's like every column is 10, adding up to each
When
one,
you
each
put them
stands like
together-
one unit.
Yes. Okay. The units will become tens. The tens will become 100.
Okay.
The 100s will become 100, 200, 300, 400,
Until you build a block.
until you build the 1,000th
Oh, look at that.
block.
That's
And the
how a
child can
1,000 looks like.
actually see it, and he can count it if you would like. And you know what? Children, they love counting. When they start counting, they will count every bead in here.
Huh.
So once you know the quantities, you go into the symbols where you understand that 1, how you write 1 to 10, and then 10, it has a 0, and 100 has 2 zeros, and 1,000 have 3 zeros. You can be 4 years old within the Montessori environment that you can count through until 9,000.
Wow.
Okay, so
There's a lot going on over here.
yes,
Definitely
a lot.
of methods and a lot of things taking
Yeah.
place here. And it's just an eye-opening is how our educational system really has evolved. And only that we're experimenting every now and then to present something new to teach and to learn. So you're offering the diploma
Yes.
at the
yeah.
training center. And you're still always on the ongoing things with the updating the educational system.
Yes.
Now, what do you think is going to happen? How was the reception with the method?
Well, Bahrain has always been very advanced with its education.
Okay.
Now, Montessori is very new. We consider this a virgin territory in a way. And what makes this really great that we are under a non-profit organization called Association Montessori Internationale. Which was set by Dr. Maria Montessori herself in 1929. And the AMI mission is, which is Association Montessori Internationale, is to safeguard all the trainings that are happening around the globe. And what makes AMI very unique, in order for you to become a Montessori AMI trainer or a scholar, you need to study for very long time of your life, and you go through a very rigorous training as well.
Right.
And you need to have many years of experience within recognized AMI school. So you come up knowing your subjects very well
Beautiful.
because you've experienced it. You talk about an experience and not
Yeah.
just what you learned in theory. You
Right.
know, so that's why the Montessori trainers are very valuable to us as well, because they train the teachers of the future to come.
I guess the only thing is left to do is to experience the method itself at the training center. So with
Yeah.
that being said, any last words to your viewers?
Yes, I just would like to say that this training, this diploma that you will receive, you will be able to be recognized globally. We are recognized in Bahrain. And with the credits of this diploma, you can actually go on and do a master's degree.
Okay.
This is how intensive is this course, that it will allow you to do a master's degree in well-known universities around the globe. So this is, I think, a very important thing that I would like to say. And I would like to leave you with a thought in here,
Please do.
Maria Montessori stated that within the child lies the fate of the future. So who are our futures?
Children, all children.
Our children. So
Wow.
that's a bit
Beautiful.
about us
Beautiful.
and the training center here in Bahrain.
Definitely, and we are so happy to have this method among us right here in Bahrain. So thank you so much for presenting to us the Montessori method.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having
Pleasure.
me. Thank
Definitely.
you. Okay.
So that was the Montessori method, as you've seen it, ladies and gentlemen, with Thana Al-Jabri. Stay tuned more as more happening here on Bahrain Now. Well, dear viewers, we've reached the end of this episode. I hope you had as much of a great time as I have. Stay in touch by reaching out to us on our social media links shown below. And who knows, we might have you on the show. Thank you once again. I'm Bara Abdallah. Good night and God bless.